Welcome back, Money Team. This is Mad Money Shots. Sniff out the college cheese as always. In today's video, we have some information finally about the closed beta, as well as some insight into some of the new features in College Football 26. So I'm gonna get into all that information, but before I do, as always, if you guys want to see more videos like this, please make sure to be a subscriber, hit the like button, and let me know in the comment section. Other than that, it's going to skip right into the video. Now, as far as the beta is concerned, it's a closed beta and it's actually going live right now. Apparently, if you wanted to be a part of this beta, there's no sign up like there was in previous years, although the sign-ups typically filled up pretty quickly anyway. This was something where they came up with a new idea where they went over some data that they had based off of players and how much they played, and they sent codes out specifically to those players' emails. So this is like an invite-only type of thing. There was no sign-up. They basically just went off of how much a player had already played the game. Something that they did talk about previously. If you're not one of those players, you more than likely didn't get an invite to this. But the reason I'm making this video is because a lot of times when, you know, basically what they want to do is test the servers anyway. So a lot of times they'll have this exclusive up front, but then towards like the back end of the server testing, they'll start to release more codes to people, either through, sometimes they make it an open beta just to see how well the servers work with a lot of people joining. Sometimes they'll just have codes available to people that follow them on social media. I know a lot of content creators also do that, where if they get a lot of the EA game changers or any of the people that went down to the event that was in Orlando last week, a lot of times they'll reach out to them and give them some codes to give away on their social medias. So if you guys know any of the content creators in this picture that I'm popping up here, you can always follow them on their social medias and try to get a code from them if EA does roll it out that way. And there's a lot of information out there about how this is not necessarily a very good version of the game anyway that you're playing in beta. As I have a tweet here from Scott O'Gallagher, who I went over in my video yesterday, suggesting how he's basically leading the charge now when it comes to College Football 26 and Madden 26. And he says that betas are great for server testing, but that build is so old that I can't take much from it personally. So much has changed and it's much older than what the community and press played. Says, just speaking for myself. And he's using this to reply to somebody who's, basically pleading for a beta. So basically, he's just using this as a way of saying, hey, this isn't really that great of a game anyway. We just want to test the servers. Now, there was an article on EA.com where they're basically breaking it down to the public, even though, like I said, most of the public's not invited. But they did talk about how the focus for the upcoming technical test this weekend is specifically for us to receive feedback on crossplay for online Dynasty, which is something that when they first implemented it into Madden 2 years ago was pretty problematic, as it was having a lot of issues that was ruining online franchises. It says server stability, which I just talked about from the previous tweet, and it also says gameplay feedback via road to the college football playoff. Not a lot that there's really going to be available to the audience anyway. It says, keep in mind this tech test is limited in scope. It does not represent the final version of College Football 26, which we just talked about. Now they talk about the start time being today at 11 a.m. So if you didn't get a code by now, just make sure you check your emails. Maybe you will in the future. Like I said, the end date is Sunday at midnight. So I would imagine that after they get the information they want, if they don't get enough feedback that they want, they might open it up a little bit. I think that's typically what they do. They might open up a little bit, maybe send out some more emails. Maybe your favorite content creators will be giving away codes over the weekend to help people get into the beta to do more testing, because typically a lot of other games, they'll open the beta to basically allow for like a stress test on the servers to see how much the servers can handle. So I'm not necessarily saying it's going to happen, but I've seen this happen in the past, which is why I'm making this video. And it says the only two things in black and white available in the beta is Online Dynasty and Road to College Football Playoffs head-to-head. Those are the only two modes. Everything else will be gated off. No MUT, no Road to Glory. None of that stuff will be available. They'll probably have the practice, shut off as well. All that stuff's going to be unavailable with the exception of these two modes. They do give some information though about some known issues that they're already having and that's already affecting the gameplay. And a lot of it is revolving new features in the game, so it gives you a little bit more insight of what the new game is going to look like based off of the fact that you get some information here about some of the new features on offense and defense. So I'm going to go over that next. Number one, they got coverage. Outside deep zone, match defenders are sometimes taking unintentional missteps, giving up deep ball passes. Well, that was something that was happening all year last year. So if they haven't fixed that yet, that's not necessarily a good thing. It says we have issues with our China call logic causing the outside deep zone not to drop back. I don't even know what that is. What does China call logic? But that's something that they're having issues with. Two-man under defenders will sometimes move towards the line of scrimmage, taking themselves out of position to play deep passes. So are they talking about, when they say two-man under, they're talking about cover two? Are the safeties doing that? Are the cornerbacks doing that? Either way, that's not good for defense. It says users attempting to select DB covering a streak route are sometimes getting switched to the safety instead of the cornerback running with the streak. It sounds like a lot of issues with cover too. It says the show 2 coverage shell does not work when attempting to use it in a single high defender, which is something that we've seen, as a lot of times a single high defender will be in the middle of the field and then the other safety will be in the box, basically making it to the point where one of them just gets roasted every single time. It says QB and passing, when attempting to playmaker or receiver up the field, you sometimes get an unintended truck move. That must have something to do with the fact that they're trying to implement the ability to make ball carrier moves in the pocket. So if you're hitting the right stick up, then it might be taking that as a truck animation. So that's something that obviously has to be fixed, but it's still going to be interesting to see what happens when they actually implement the ball carrier in the pocket with the quarterback. I think that's still going to be something that, even with the occasional hiccup, I think a lot of people are still going to be interested, because that's one of the bigger features that they're adding. It also talks about how sometimes attempting to throw on a cut on an outside breaking route is off target, even when the QB rolled an accurate pass. It says we have some catch holes when throwing to the back out of the backfield in a flat or a short out route. Now, I always thought that was a glitch that they put into the game, but apparently it's just a catch hole if you throw the ball too quickly or something like that, or the running back's not developed into the pattern enough, you get that forced incompletion, which is something, like I said, I thought that they did that to stop quick throws, and I guess not. Maybe it's something that's out of their control. We also see an issue when it comes to user control defenders having a low catch chance when running up the field attempting an interception, which is definitely going to piss a lot of people off. They already took away the ability to make an interception if the defender's back is turned and is not looking at the ball. So now if you're getting these type of issues, I think that's going to be something that definitely pisses off the online community pretty quickly. It says pass rush. It says some stunts and twist selections from the stunts and twist menu are not playing out on the field, which is something that obviously is a new thing that they're putting in the game too. It's obviously still having issues, which is something I think will probably be overpowered if they get it right. It says pass rushers will sometimes attempt defender pass rush skill moves after the quarterback has already started scrambling out of the pocket. It says offensive linemen are sometimes incorrectly turning their backs to the defender, resulting in defenders coming in unblocked. What would they be turning around? So some of these are pretty funny. Offensive AI teams in the red zone often throw short of the end zone on 3rd and 4th downs. AI teams attempt 50-plus yard field goals in heavy snow games, which obviously typically is going to be very difficult to hit. Data-driven play calling is recommending the same play too frequently. They talk about mini games here. It says games sometimes crashes at the end of the pocket presence or when progressing into the trench battle. And then it says there's a lot of online Dynasty issues here. Final Super Sim tuning not in place will result in non-representative final stats. Coaching carousel tuning not too representative of the final product. Coach movement. I heard a lot of people complain about last year where there was a lot of coach movement or a lot of player movement or something of that nature. It says player transfer portal tuning out not final. Final version has more movement plus new playing time logic implemented. I know a lot of people said that you can't get 5 stars typically in the transfer portal, which is unrealistic. It says not all player notifications and full screen takeovers are present in the beta. And that's pretty much it. It also says that there is no highlights at the halftime/post game, which we heard they're going to have in the game. And it also has wipe timing issues, some blocked camera angles, and multiple clipping issues during the runouts. So lots of known issues. It's pretty cool that they say that. It gives us a little bit more insight of based off the fact that some of these are new to the game, that we get a little more idea of what's actually in the game. So I think that's pretty cool. But I'm going to end the video there. So if you guys want to see more videos where I broke down more about college football, I'll have that pop up on my screen. Just click links. And until next time, thanks for watching, man. My shit out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.